So last night I was at a gig by a band who self-declared themselves one of the last great British indie rock bands. That's FEEDER, and it was a good night. Except for one thing, or one person. And let me describe them to you. You may even be the person. You may be watching this video, and if you are, I hope you know who you are. Yeah, I don't know, white, male, probably late teens, early 20s, blonde hair, 5'10" to 6 foot, wearing a whole bunch of what looked like medical wristbands, along with your last year's Reading festival wristband, carrying like plastic cup of beer. Someone left the tippy top off for you. Shame really, but you missed the support act, or if you did, you were at the bar. And between the support act and FEEDER coming on, you pushed your way through the crowd just to get to the front, to where your mates were. You called them on your mobile phone, and then proceeded to stand in front of my wife, who is not 5'10" or 6 foot, completely obscuring her view, while talking very loudly to your mates about how you don't like people pushing in, but then sort of kind of like telling the story of how you pushed in. And it made me think, really, there's such a thing as gig etiquette, and really on this occasion last night you blew it. It was not cool. So I thought, for your benefit and for the benefit of everyone else who's going to gigs, let me just kind of recount from my experience what I think is good gig etiquette. First thing I'd say, if you want to be at the front of a gig, turn up early and queue and listen to the support band. It's not a big ask. It does show dedication. Yes, you've got to stand outside in the cold beforehand. Yes, you've got to stand up all before waiting for the support act to come in. Yes, you've got to listen to the support act, which is not often always a pleasant experience. Good to say, last night it was cool, and I enjoyed it. A band called Your Army. Good. Yeah, well, worth checking out. It was kind of interesting and fun. The music was good. And then you've got to stand around while the techs reset everything, and then you've got to watch the main act. That's a lot of standing up. And yes, you don't get to go to the bar. Yes, you don't probably get to go to the toilet because you've got to keep your place. But that's part of the price you pay. And I think when you've done all that, you're within your rights to then defend your right to be there against people like you, the blonde guy, who push in and think you have a right to waltz in 5 minutes before the main act come in, pushing your way to the front and then throwing your weight around. That is gig etiquette to me. That's the way it should work. And I don't know if there's anyone out there who agrees with me. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you've got your story to tell about someone who wound you up at a gig. I don't know. Maybe if you have, do let me know. I'd be kind of interested to hear. The one thing that I'll end it, I don't know if I should say this because maybe it makes me sound a little bit vindictive or harsh. I saw you crowd surfing in the last song, and you looked like you thought you were really cool, but from where I was standing, no one was even looking at you. They were watching the band on stage, who were much cooler. And then it did look like the security guard dropped you on your head at the front as you went over the barrier. And I did chuckle to myself, and I know I shouldn't. And I know this kind of betrays a side of me that I probably shouldn't put onto YouTube. But sometimes, this kind of like thought for other people, and just, don't stand there while the PA is playing songs before the gig and sing along really badly. People don't want to hear that. They've come to hear people who can sing. That's why they're at a gig, I could go on, but, it's not going to get any kind of better or nicer, and it's kind of whatever. So, but there's my little tips on gig etiquette, and you know who you are. I kind of do hope you watch this video. I was going to film you, but I thought that'd be really bad and out of order to kind of like capture your image and put it on YouTube without your permission. But let this be a lesson to everyone who's going to gigs. Just be aware that everyone there wants to have a good time, and don't spoil it for other people. Thanks for watching.